1. The haunted match. I had been using Tinder for a while, swiping through countless profiles in search of someone who might actually be a good match. One day, I stumbled upon a profile that caught my attention. The person's pictures showed a charming smile, a love for outdoor adventures, and shared interests that seemed almost too good to be true. Intrigued, I swiped right, and to my surprise, we matched. Our conversations flowed effortlessly. We shared stories, jokes, and even our dreams. It wasn't long before we decided to meet in person. We chose a cozy cafe downtown as our meeting spot. Nervous excitement tingled through me as I walked into the cafe and scanned the room for my potential match. My heart raced when I spotted someone who looked exactly like their pictures sitting at a corner table, engrossed in a book. Relief washed over me as I approached, and they looked up with a warm smile. We chatted about our interests, laughing at each other's jokes, and it felt like we'd known each other for ages. As the evening wore on, I excused myself to use the restroom. On my way back, something caught my eye. In the large mirror near the entrance, I saw my date's reflection, but something was off. Their reflection showed them with sinister, malevolent eyes and a malicious grin that didn't match the friendly person I'd been talking to. My blood turned to ice as I stared at the reflection. Panic welled up inside me, and I turned and left the cafe in a hurry. When I checked the Tinder app later, their profile was gone, as if it had never existed. My heart pounded as I realized the eerie truth. I had narrowly escaped a potentially dangerous encounter with someone or something not of this world. 2. The vanishing date. After weeks of chatting and feeling a genuine connection, I finally agreed to meet my Tinder match in person. We decided on a late-night walk by the beach, a romantic and tranquil setting under the moonlight. As I arrived, the salty breeze and the soothing sound of the waves set up perfect ambience. We walked and talked for hours, sharing stories and laughter. The chemistry was undeniable, and everything felt like a scene from a movie. As we strolled along the shoreline, our fingers brushed against each other, sending a tingle down my spine. Lost in the moment, we stumbled upon an abandoned amusement park that seemed frozen in time. Curiosity got the better of us, and we ventured inside. The rusted rides and faded colors gave the place an eerie charm. We laughed and explored, playfully trying out the swings and taking goofy pictures. But as the clock struck midnight, my date suddenly stopped, his expression turning solemn. He looked at me with a mixture of sadness and resignation. "I have to go now," he said softly, his eyes locked onto mine. "Remember me." Confusion and worry clouded my mind. "What do you mean? Why are you leaving?" He didn't respond, just took a step back. I watched in disbelief as his figure began to blur and fade, like mist dissipating in the wind. Panic surged through me, and I rushed forward, trying to grasp his hand, but my fingers met nothing but empty air. When I turned around, the abandoned amusement park was gone. There was no sign of any rides, no echo of laughter or footsteps, just an empty beach under the moonlit sky. I stood alone, heart pounding, haunted by the memory of a love that had vanished as mysteriously as the park itself. 3. The phantom chat. Late one night, as rain tapped gently against my window, I decided to give Tinder another shot. Swiping through profiles, I came across one that immediately caught my attention. The person's pictures exuded charisma and an air of mystery, and their bio hinted at a shared love for urban exploration and ghost stories. I swiped right, and to my surprise, we matched. Our conversations began with tales of haunted places and eerie encounters, and I found myself captivated by their storytelling. As the days turned into weeks, our chats grew deeper, touching on fears, dreams, and the unexplainable. We bonded over a shared fascination with the supernatural, and it wasn't long before we made plans to visit a reportedly haunted abandoned mansion together. The night of our excursion arrived, and I parked my car near the mansion's looming silhouette. The rain had intensified, adding an extra layer of atmosphere to the already eerie scene. With a flashlight in hand, I approached the entrance, heart pounding in anticipation. My match was waiting there, shrouded in darkness, a grin visible in the faint light. We exchanged excited greetings and ventured inside. The mansion's walls whispered with the stories of the past, and our steps echoed through the empty halls. As we explored room after room, my companion shared chilling tales of its history, tragedies, mysteries, and the lingering presence of the unknown. With each story, the tension grew, and I found myself jumping at shadows and strange noises. But my companion's presence was reassuring, and their words painted a picture of a world just beyond our understanding. Hours passed as we delved deeper into the mansion's secrets, our laughter and fear merging in a strange harmony. But as we reached the mansion's upper floor, the atmosphere shifted. A gust of wind slammed a door shut, plunging us into darkness. Panic clawed at my throat, and I fumbled for my flashlight. When its beam cut through the blackness, I found myself standing alone. My companion had vanished without a trace. "Hello," I called out, my voice shaking. There was no response, only the eerie echo of my own words. Fear tightened its grip on me as I navigated the dim corridors, searching for any sign of my match. But the mansion seemed emptier than before, its walls absorbing my pleas. Finally, I stumbled upon a dusty, long-forgotten room. The air felt heavy, and an unsettling chill crept down my spine. My flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. And then the whispering began, a soft, haunting murmur that seemed to come from all directions. I turned, expecting to see my companion, but all I saw were the shifting shadows and the haunting melody of ghostly voices. Terrified, I stumbled backward, my heart racing, and my flashlight fell from my grasp, its beam extinguished. In the darkness, I felt a presence closing in, an otherworldly sensation that defied explanation. With a surge of adrenaline, I turned and ran. As I burst through the mansion's entrance, the rain soaked me to the bone, but I didn't stop until I reached my car. Gasping for breath, I glanced back at the mansion, half expecting to see a figure standing in its windows, watching me. Days turned into weeks, and my messages to my mysterious match went unanswered. Their profile had disappeared from Tinder, leaving me with a sense of unease and wonder. Had I encountered a genuine ghost enthusiast who had vanished into the ether, or had I stepped into a world of supernatural intrigue beyond my understanding? Whatever the truth, that night in the haunted mansion had left an indelible mark on me. And as I looked back at the rain-soaked window, I couldn't help but wonder if the ghost stories we shared had brought something otherworldly to life, if only for a fleeting, chilling moment. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the Dark Tales Unleashed channel for more such content.